Hello people, thanks for clicking this video. Subscribe to my channel and I will have a video about once every 2-3 days. Anyways, back to the video. So lately I've been noticing a lot of delusional egoist because I saw an anime about soccer players that have egos and how it can carry them through a game, and also how it can lead to self-destruction, like people that just think they are perfect and they refuse to adapt to their mistakes, and as a result they just end up screwing themselves over. And there's things to this anime that I'm noticing a lot more than I normally do of my friends that have egos, and these are the kind of people that think they are right all the time. Now, I'm fine with ego if the person is near perfect at what they do. For example, right, Magnus Carlsen, the world's best chess player. He is an egoist. He believes that he is the best, and it's fair to say that he is the best, but you know, it could be subjective. People have arguments. No one truly knows who's the best. But then if he has an ego, like he says you're wrong at doing something in chess, he's like 99.999% right, and you cannot really argue against like the world's best chess player. And that's what my friends are. They have that kind of ego, but the thing is, they're not the best at what they do, but they think they know best, even though they are not the best. They don't care if they're blatantly wrong. Like some of them, their ego just makes them mad. Like, yeah, I don't care if I ran you over. I have the right to run you over. Don't you dare call the cops on me. Like their level of ego is through the roof, and they don't really care. They just don't feel embarrassed or any shame about being wrong. And I'm thinking, how do you function in life? How do you even, well, I mean, I guess like because some of them don't have a job, but I guess there's a pretty good reason why. Like they just think they're perfect and they run the world. And one time in particular, I have to give a real estate advice to one of my friends. He was complaining about his tenants parking in front of his house, and he believes the spot belongs to him. And he realized that he doesn't really want to be a landlord anymore. And I mean, it's too late. I talked him out of it. I told him to do Airbnb instead of being a landlord. But you know, some people just think they're perfect and they know everything, and he refused to believe that he's wrong. He just thinks that he should be the one making the rules, even though the rules that he suggested to me is illegal. Like by him making the rules, he wants to change a contract like midway into renting his place out to these new tenants he have. He wants them to conform to his own rules. Like he wants the tenants to not have pets anymore. And he wants them to not park their car in front of the house anymore because that spot belongs to my friend. And he doesn't want them to use the address for packages, mail, and then he got to provide for his own utility, got to provide for his own internet, even though on the contract it said that my friend will provide so and so for his tenant. And they had to pay for soundproofing the walls in his own house. Like, what? I mean, that's your property. You should be the one that's paying for these constructions, but he expects his tenants to pay for everything in the house. I wouldn't be surprised if he just had his tenants like also pay property tax on top of his rent as well. But I don't know. Maybe someday he'll actually bring that up. And I don't think, you know, it's not really his tenant's fault that they want to, you know, they abided the rule. But then my friend, he just thinks it's their fault because they are being annoying to him by his own standards. And I'm thinking, what? How does that work? You agreed to this, and now you're disagreeing to this, and you think everything they do is wrong, even though it's agreed upon to have the place rent out with these rules. What? How do I talk to a person like that? Like, I cannot like deal with it. He's giving me shit and attitude, and I'm trying to help him, and he refused to accept the fact that he made a mistake, and he thought that you could just change whatever whenever you want. Like, what? You just imagine like the logic of this person. Imagine if I sold you a book for $5. You buy the book, all right, no refund. I clearly stated no refund. And then you bought the book, you don't like it, and then you want a refund. And then, oh, well, according to this sign here, it says no refund. And I don't know. It's just that I cannot stand these illogical people. I made a video a long time ago talking about how I cannot be friends with illogical people. And this is one of those people that I try to ignore, but he always keeps coming back to me. I give him these one-worded responses, but he keeps crawling back to me. And the sad thing is, he's in the circle of friends that I actually like. And so I have to deal with his shenanigans all the time because I always have a pool of knowledge that he needs to, I don't know, function. And then I don't want to raise any drama, so I'm not gonna like full-blown ignore him and, you know, make things awkward for everyone. And I don't know, I told him that he cannot do so and so because it's, you know, you're gonna get sued. But then he said that he doesn't care. He will either sue them or call the cops, or if that doesn't work, he'll beat their ass. Maybe he can beat some sense into them. And then he would have arguments with his tenants, and I'm just like, how do I reason with this person? I don't want him to get like arrested or sued or get his own ass beat because he never fight before, and he thinks that just because he went to the gym like for once or twice a week and he thinks he could take on the world. But I don't know, it's just like, he's an egoist. That's what I'm saying, that he just believes that like everything runs under his own law. The issue is he didn't expect being a landlord would have so much work involved. Now he wants to change a bunch of rules, and he doesn't think he's wrong in any arc of that story. I told him, I asked him, what did he do wrong? He said, I did nothing wrong. This is how you're supposed to be when you're a landlord. And now I'm thinking, why the hell would you ask me for advice if you think you're perfect and right for everything? And yeah, I just went silent, and he just kept yapping, and I'm thinking, yeah, there's no hope for this guy. And it's also, I refuse to hang out with this person because like that's just like, with that kind of logic and reasoning, I don't think we can function, because that's just how it is. Some people are delusional. Even when we hang out, he just expects people are obligated to deal with his shenanigans. Like, oh, we had to wait for you, we had to buy your food, we have to like fix whatever problem, like fix your car or whatever problem you have, we have to do research for you. It is so irritating to deal with this person. But then I guess like he has a bunch of friends that are, I don't know, beta pushovers, and they just do as he wants. And I think this is how people just stay delusional, is because people enabled it. And he believes he's the most intelligent person in my circle of friends. Everything he says goes. Like, he denies any arguments as well. Like we would be eating together, and then I said, oh yeah, they charged us for that. And then he was like, oh no, they didn't. I'm sure of it. And then when the bill came, I did the calculations, right? I pointed out that there was a mistake. He doesn't care. He just goes silent. And he I don't know. And he always speaks in hindsight. Like when we do something, like when we do a sport, playing basketball, having some one-on-ones with the boys, right? He just speaks hindsight. And this is what annoys me the most. Like when a person thinks they're really smart, they just always talk in hindsight. Just imagine that this is what hindsight is for people that never heard of it. Hindsight is when, like for example, you're gambling. You could either bet on red or you bet on black in roulette. Now, you bet on red, which is a 50-50 chance of winning. Just pretend there's no green. There's just red and black. You bet on red, and then roll, boom, it's black. And then this guy with the hindsight will say, oh, what? That's so stupid. Why did you put it on red? You should have put it on black. You would have won. Like, no shit. Of course I would have won. But then, how do you know for sure that it's going to be black? He said, no. No one will bet on red. That doesn't make no sense. You have to bet on black first. Like, it's just some people, they just argue because they think whatever they say or do is correct. And this ego, he just tricks himself with this ego that he has to believing that he is the smartest person, like among us, probably in the world. And he has no problem critiquing people. but he is too cowardly to do any of the things that we do that involves risk, or put himself at risk of getting critiqued by his own hindsight that he's so feared of. And I'm thinking, how is this person functional? Like he just doesn't want to be a victim of his own judgment, so he doesn't want to do anything. Like he doesn't want to do anything in front of anyone. He doesn't want to ride ATVs with us. He doesn't want to play basketball with us. He doesn't want to play Othello, that stupid board game, I don't know, with us, because he just doesn't want to get critiqued. He's so afraid of other people looking at him make a mistake, and then he will look weak and dumb and stupid in front of people that he's trying very hard to impress, because he has this ego that he thinks he is the smartest, and he doesn't want to show any hint of stupidity or mistakes that he made. And yeah, this guy surprisingly has a job, but then he calls every time I ask him, what you do for your job, he just says, oh, I am a glorified babysitter. I'm like, I didn't ask that. I'm asking, I guess I did ask that, but then I'm asking, what do you do specifically? He would just go on to say how hard his job is because he has to deal with inferior, basic, benign employees. I'm sure everyone has that problem, but he just thinks that's all his job is. And then I'm thinking, what do you don't work? You just read Excel? You don't read Excel sheets? You don't punch in numbers? You don't do calculations? You don't fix anything? And then he just said, oh no, I'm too busy to do that because I'm babysitting inferior employees. And I don't know, so basically this guy is telling me that he just deals with employees. He doesn't really work. He doesn't understand how him talking just makes him seem like an idiot and an asshole. But I don't know. I guess that's just how some people are, and they have an ego. There's not much you could do about it. You could use that ego against them, but overall, I don't think I would be friends with this guy. And every time, it's just that every time he realized that he is wrong, because someone would point out the mistakes he blatantly made, he makes no comments and make less of the situation by not acknowledging his mistake. This is a smart move if you don't want to be liable for any mistakes, if you're trying to deny some crime that you did, but do this for simple problems all the time, every time, will make a person dumber, significantly dumber, because if you never acknowledge your mistake, even the ones where you don't really get in trouble in, the very simple ones, putting on the wrong pair of shoes or whatever, then this is how people become dumb. This is how you lose IQ. And imagine making a mistake and having no need to adapt because you're perfect in form. So I have a philosophy that I won't be friends with people like this, because what it is that they are lying. They're lying to people, and they're lying to themselves. And this will make no progress in life with the delusional people like this. And I don't know, I don't think I could be friends with a person that just is constantly lying. Yeah, that's plain and simple. So the moral of the story is, don't be friends with constant liars, because I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm done with the video. Anyway, subscribe to my channel. See ya.